If you guys didn't guess already, we are going to be solving another murder.
We did one of these cold case. I think it was actually a different brand. Basically solve a murder. Or no, we released someone from prison.
We did. He'd been there for 20 years.
And we really just changed his whole life. So I think that we should solve more cases and just help out the community. Actually, this brand called Think Fun was very nice and sent us 2 of these. We're gonna do one of them, and it's a pinch of murder. In 1983, Harold Green was murdered while baking for the annual church fair. His body was discovered, but the police never identified his killer. Can you? Probably not. Time to get to work. Thank you for responding to our inquiry. Inquiries. You will find enclosed all retained papers pertaining to case 00162-639, the killing of Harold Green by a person or persons unknown at his home in Shelby Close, Melbury on Saturday, July 9th. July 9th, like the Taylor Swift song.
I was literally just gonna say, what happens when we add all of the numbers together? Like, maybe Taylor Swift did it, and then we can just solve it right now. Who killed Harold Green?
Who stole his watch? Who stole the church donation box? This Dr. Seuss book? I don't know.
He's like a cute old man.
He looks like he'd be Fauci's dad.
He looks really cute. There's like no rhyme or reason to it. And the other one, there was like folders.
Maybe let's read the newspaper report so we have like a sense of what happened.
His watch and the
donation box. 3 eggs and ham.
The elderly man tragically found dead in his own home Saturday evening. Wait, what? I thought that he died at the church. He was found murdered while baking for the church fair.
Okay.
So there were lots of crimes. Someone killed him.
Yes.
Then they stole the church box.
And his watch.
Yeah, but like that was probably during the murder.
Yeah. Both those investigators. During the murder.
Harold Green was found dead at his home on Saturday after an apparent intruder ransacked his house.
Okay, good to know.
Dead in his pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics on Saturday evening. Sources say the cause of death has not yet been determined, and no murder weapon has been recovered. The suspicious death has sent shockwaves through the quiet village of Melbury, and in particular the close-knit community of St. Mary's, the church with which Mr. Green was closely associated. The alarm was raised after Mr. Green was noticeably absent from the annual St. Mary's Church Fete, which he had been reportedly planning to attend. James Foster, write him down.
Okay.
74.
Wait, who's this person?
I'm about to get there. Who lives next door to Mr. Green, said he'd already given a statement to the police. He was up and about in the morning. I know that. It wasn't until evening that an ambulance pulled up outside. Sirens wailing, and half an hour later, the cops were sealing off the air.
Okay.
Detective Inspector Dennis Whitaker said, "This is an ongoing investigation, so I can't comment on specifics, but I would like to invite anyone in the vicinity of Shelby Close yesterday to get in touch with us, especially if they heard or saw anything unusual." Harold is survived by his son, Jason. Sus. Both he and the church community have asked for their privacy to be respected during this difficult time. Well, interesting. I wonder where his son Jason was. If it's going to be on this page.
Okay, yeah. So last time there's a huge hint on the back, so we're just going to keep that in mind because fool me once, shame on me. Autopsy report. This might be good to know like what happened maybe.
Yeah, love.
There's no evidence of postmortem why are all these words I can't pronounce? Putrefaction or decomposition. The lividity and rigidity is consistent with a time of death between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Oh my god, it could have been all day.
No drugs, chemicals, or poisons found. No.
He just died of natural causes.
Yeah, we did this whole thing.
Like LOL.
The man was 74.
Gotcha. No, he was 82.
No, you're right. Sorry, that was his next door neighbor.
His jealous neighbor James.
Yeah, he just passed away because of natural causes, you're right. Thorax and abdomen were opened by extending preliminary incisions in the usual Y shape. What the hell does that mean?
Oh, they're talking about when they inspected him.
Okay, so his blood examination reveals 6.4 pints present in circulatory system. Type is AB negative. What does that mean? Is that a lot or a little for normal?
Yeah.
Pints of blood in the system. I don't know.
No definitive.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Single large fracture in the area of the frontal lobe, extending upwards towards the top of the skull.
I hate when bad things happen to old people.
I know. Conclusion. The cause of death was a single blunt impact to the front of the head. I was gonna say that as well. Evidence of additional blows or physical struggle is ambivalent and inconclusive. No further specific or reliable information was recovered from the remains to allow a further distinction to be drawn. No additional physical evidence was found.
The blood analysis, it says there was no significant splatter around the body, but there were large pools behind his head, approximately 2 pints. No traces found elsewhere at address. Additional comments. He had his linen suit laid out on the bed in the master bedroom, sad, because he was going to go to the
Aw.
church. Domestic animal retrieved from scene and transported to the cat rescue.
Oh, I'll adopt it.
Then there were also 4 fingerprints obtained at the scene. One of his son, one of his neighbor, and then... Yeah.
This neighbor, Jason? Or James?
Yes. James, and then his son Jason, and then Barbara Fuller, and then obviously him. So we have 4 people who were all in the house. I feel like we need to figure out who Barbara Fuller is.
Okay, here's witnesses.
Because I feel like James Foster and Jason Green, we can, obviously, there's a reason. One's his neighbor, one's his son. I'm sure they've been in the house a lot. Did they say where he was found?
In the living room.
So where would he need to have come in?
I mean, you could come in a window and like go through it.
I don't think that James is climbing through a window.
We
He's
don't
74.
know. We don't know. We do have some witness statements.
Is Barbara one of them?
We have Barbara and we have James, who is who?
The neighbor.
The neighbor.
Okay, pretty
What do
much
you got?
this one says that they started the day, James and Harold were in a fight because Harold's cat would use James's yard as a litter box.
Okay.
And James didn't like that, and he was like, get your fucking cat out of here. And Harold was like, I'm so sorry. But he made it a point to say, I chased it, but that little swine was in through the back window,
I hate him.
open as usual. So, noted that the back window is open as usual. And then he says that was just before 9 o'clock, and then he was back in his house and was on the phone with the telephone company or the water company or something. And he knows that he like left by 10:04 because the postman came, and then he had just enough time to catch the bus.
So Barbara, she seems very innocent. She was
Whom is she?
She was at the church. They were supposed to run the raffle together.
Got it.
So they realized that he wasn't there, and she was like, this is kind of weird, he's not here, but like maybe he's just running late. And he never showed up, and so she was like, let me stop by his house like after the raffle. And she knocked on the door and he didn't answer, and she was like, okay, sometimes he doesn't hear it. So she opened the door.
She's the one who found him dead.
Yes, she found him dead cold on the floor.
What time did she
I don't
say?
know if it said, it was just like after the raffle. She found him dead on the floor and called paramedics, and she just like waited there with his body. So that's basically all that happened. So that's sad. This is, I guess, the flyer for the church event.
Amber
And
said that
that's for-
this was like at 7 o'clock at night. So like, what'd she do in between that time?
Wait, we don't know she was there at 7.
Yeah, this is what he said. I did some gardening after the back. It was nice and peaceful until that woman started screeching around 7.
Oh, okay.
And the ambulance came soon after that.
Interesting. Okay, so it took her a couple hours.
Okay, I will read this recording of his son. They did an interview with his son.
Should I read another one while you're doing that?
I guess. First, it was basically like, what were you doing? This is his son.
Okay.
So it was like, what were you doing that day? And he was like, I was fishing. Here's my car park ticket. I'm a little confused though, because here it says that he wanted to go fishing to get away from it all. He has his proof that he left at 6:30 p.m. on the 9th.
Yeah.
I'm confused about where he was coming from. Oh, it says, thank you. Now, why did you come to your father's house today? And he said, I was coming to visit him. It's about a 3-hour drive, so I had to leave pretty early. I didn't know he was dead when I set off. And it says, but Melnbury's only, what, 2 hours from Dovedale? And he said, I suppose, but I didn't do that. I drove back home yesterday and set out this morning.
Wait, so he saw his dad that day?
I don't understand. He said, why did you come to your father's house today? Did he...
It seems like he was coming that day. He didn't know he was dead or something.
Yep, no, that's right. I was coming to visit him. It's about a 3-hour drive, so I had to leave pretty early. I didn't know he was dead when I left.
So he went to go visit his dad the next day, didn't know he was dead. It's a 3-hour drive. And he has an alibi with his parking ticket, and we already know he's like 3 hours away from his dad, so there's like no way he could have done it, I don't think.
Okay, but they're saying that from Dovedale to Melnbury, it's an 80-minute drive. So this time frame, he could have killed him in the morning.
True. Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Then he brings up how he does investments, and Barbara,
The church lady.
Yep, she decided to invest the whole church into big investment deals.
The whole church's money?
The church.
Oh my
itself.
God.
And there was an investment, a high-risk investment that went wrong, and she put the blame on James. It bottomed out, and the kicker is that his father left all of his money to the church.
Dun, dun, dun.
But the dad didn't know that Barbara was investing the church
Interesting.
in these high stakes or low stakes deals.
Okay, that brings us to this one, and I feel like it really meshes kind of well, speaking
Great.
of Barbara, because I thought Barbara was kind of innocent with her witness statements. Investigator went to a pawn shop where Herald watch was being sold because, like, obviously someone stole it and brought it to the pawn shop.
Yes.
And
oh, he brought that up in here. I think that he was supposed to give it to his son or something.
the owner was like, oh, my son, someone sold it to my son a couple days ago or whatever. So they interviewed the son, and he said a woman brought it in, and she was all bundled up. And I think it's Katy Perry. Like, that looks just like Katy Perry to me.
Katy Perry. Oh my god, that is Katy Perry.
Okay.
Wait, is Barbara like this young?
Okay, no.
Why have we not gotten Barbara's age?
No, look, I found Barbara in this, like, church pamphlet. This is what Barbara looks like.
Okay, Barbara's like younger.
Yeah. Barbara is young.
They
and
both have the same
They have the
side
same part. Yes, they're both millennials. And they have the same side part.
Okay,
but their eyebrows are kind of different. Like, hers are really thin, and then hers are kind of thick. So whoever sold it, and truly though, whoever sold it may not be who killed him. Maybe it's like a partner.
Totally, like
a daughter, a child.
Okay, the newsletter raffle prize donation should be made to Barbara Fuller.
Barbara's
I
sketchy.
also think of John Murray. Times have been hard for him and his son recently.
Okay.
Who are the Murrays? It just says times have been hard. Doesn't say what. Maybe finances. I wonder where his son is.
Oh, he's right here.
Chris.
Chris looks like a little.
Oh yeah.
That's what Chris looks like.
Oh, the donation box that usually sits in the foyer has been missing since the end of last month. I'm offering an amnesty for anyone to come forward and return it. God is full of compassion and forgiveness. So we know that John Murray and his son have been going through hard times. So like,
yeah, they could have stolen it if they need money.
Well. Somebody stole from the cookie jar. And we're gonna find out who it is.
What's this transit stuff?
Oh, okay, wait. What's his face said? The bus came at 10:04.
Oh, the neighbor?
So maybe with this chart, he's lying. He said that he took the bus to Main Street. Well, I don't know what bus stop he would get off at. Check the mail and still catch the 10:04 bus to Main Street. Well, let's look at this thing. Because does it say like, what's his face's house? Harold Green's house.
Okay.
So he gotta live right here. Does it say that there's a bus at 10:04? Yeah.
Yes.
That checks. What's a pewter plate?
What is this?
I bought a beautiful old pewter plate from the Murray's bric-a-brac sale.
Oh, let me look it up.
And like, look, he was ransacked. It's got quite a dent in it. A pewter plate.
Okay, wait, explain, like, what are you reading right now?
Okay, I'm reading an informal comment sheet from Dorothy Taylor, so one of these ladies, and it says that she bought a pewter plate.
Oh, is she a church person?
I guess, yeah. She bought a plate from one of the Murrays who was struggling with money, and it says that it got quite a dent in it. Do you know what a pewter plate
like
is?
this?
I was coming out here to say, baby, you're gonna get roasted.
Pewter?
Why?
Because it's pewter.
Watching all the little kitties, wonderful, dreadful workers. I even bought a beautiful old pewter plate from the Murray's bric-a-brac stall.
Oh.
Well, I feel like that could be possible.
Oh, Murray and Son is the pawn place.
Yeah. So it's him and his son who are having financial struggles. So maybe someone stole the pewter plate the night before and pawned it there, and then they were reselling it. Barbara Fuller had to ruin the day with her foul attitude.
What?
She won my peppermint striped scarf in the raffle. That's her.
There's no way it's that easy. Is this peppermint striped scarf? Well, she's wearing it, yes.
They're saying that this is the person who pawned the watch?
Yes.
She was rude.
Oh. Okay.
She wasn't grateful. Oh, she said that Reverend Stuart and her were whispering in corners all day. He was a bank robber back in the day. I would be surprised if the two of them, they're Dorothy Taylor. She's just like a person who was shopping there.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if the two of them took the donation box. Perhaps Harry found out about their schemes and they had to silence him in the old-fashioned way.
Also, I just want to point out, Stuart Henderson, whoever this man is, he has been to prison 4 times. Theft, robbery, and theft.
Well, he's reformed now.
Okay.
He believes in
I'm just
Jesus.
putting it out there. He has been in jail multiple times for theft and robbery. Have we talked about him yet?
He's
I'm getting everyone so confused. There's too many people for me.
Yes, he's the reverend. The one
Guilty.
Well, it says that this lady, Mary, picked him up before. The poor dear's car was in the shop. We drove to church and parked nearby in Torcross Way. Okay, so they were there at 8:30, so still enough time to murder. Well, I feel like he was definitely dead before the time, like, he was definitely dead because he didn't show up. If Barbara found him at 7, there's so much time. John Murray was already waiting there at the church for them at 7:30, and let them in. Then they decorated, and then at 9:45, Chris showed up, the other Murray, the Murray's son.
kid.
He was bringing in a load of bric-a-brac for his dad's stall. He could have just ransacked Henry's house. So, Chris, you're guilty.
What?
He probably literally killed him with that plate that had the dent in it.
Oh. How did you think of that?
Because I was like, how did he die again? And then it was blunt
With
force
the
trauma
dent.
to the head, and then he probably killed him with the
pewter plate.
pewter plate.
Pewter plate.
He literally probably killed him with the
cooter plate.
With the pewter plate in the dining room. Because he probably ransacked his house with all the bric-a-brac, and then
Yes.
brought it to the thing, and then the thingy was
Dented.
sold and dented.
What about the watch? This officer was like asking Stuart, he goes, there was an incident with his watch a few weeks ago. He submitted a watch to Barbara as a prize for the raffle. Some old thing he'd found in his sideboard recently. She mentioned it to me as she was a bit concerned that Harry might not know its true value. So this is definitely Barbara.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, it's a lot. I'm gonna go raffle it instead. Or take it to the pawn shop
Because she
instead.
needed to get, because she stole the money out of the box and needed to give it back to him, and then Murray killed him.
And also, the Reverend knows who stole the money box because he had a full conversation with that person, but he won't disclose who it is to the police.
Well, it's definitely her.
Right.
She got the watch from Henry, who is an angel man, and we stand. And she was going to use it because it was, oh my god, wait. The pewter plates. Items missing. Presumed stolen. Record assessment of 4 Selby clothes. Yeah, we fucking figured it out. The watch was stolen, the pewter plates were stolen.
Wait, explain what this is so they know.
Okay, so this is an insurance claim of all of the things that were taken from the house when it was ransacked, and we've got the watch, the pewter plates, a giraffe statue, antique teacups, and ship in a bottle. So pewter plates, yeah, they were sold at the fucking place and used to kill him. Chris Murray. And then the wristwatch, it seems as though he had already taken it himself.
Yeah, he did
and
not.
given it to what's-her-face.
Right.
To get the value of, and it's valued at about 3,100 euros, which it's a little...
Wait, no. The watch, he got the watch back.
Oh.
I haven't finished reading. Because they figured out the watch is worth 3,000 pounds, which I don't know what that means. And he goes, I didn't, or he goes, did you
That's a
tell
lot
anyone
of
about
money.
this? Yeah, and Reverend goes, I didn't. It's important that people know they can talk to me in confidence, but I heard Harry telling a whole group of people after services the next Sunday after I'd given it back and explained it to him. They got a laugh out of it. But you weren't tempted to hold on to it? Heavens no. Why would you think that? We ran a background check on you, Stuart. Standard procedure based on a rumor we heard. Basically, he's been to jail a bunch of times for theft. You were quite prolific back in the day. You got nicked for stealing 5 times, all spent by now, but we still see them. We run a name internally.
I feel like they're trying to convince us
Good
it's
cop.
Stuart.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Stuart.
I don't think so either, but maybe he was lying about giving the watch back. Henry gave the watch to Barbara to put in the raffle for the church. And I think Barbara realized it was of big value, so she got it appraised.
But so then why does this is...
I don't know. I'm like, maybe later on, now she knows the price of it, she's taking it in after he got killed. I don't know.
It had to have been after, because this she got at the whatever.
This is a pawn, yes.
No, the scarf.
Oh, right, yes. That's after he's been killed and everything. Oh yeah, they appraised it, and then they gave it back to him. So I think that information is important because now they know how much it's worth.
I wonder how she got it back. She took it after when
That's
she
what
found
I'm thinking.
him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He was already dead, and
she was like, well, I'll
I
take
know
it.
this is here. Okay.
Yeah, she seems so innocent in her witness statement.
Okay. I think this is the thing. Harry was killed by...
Chris.
That's what I'm thinking. Because they were sold at the thing, and Chris didn't show up until like almost 10 a.m. And then I think when Barbara went to go find him, she saw the box in which she had known that the watch was in, and then took it, and then later took it to get pawned so that she could repay the money from the box.
Yes.
Because she stole that also.
These are too many people for me to like, my brain to function correctly.
I'm like
but
annoyed about the map though, because I know that it's going to be something.
I know.
And like it literally tells you nothing.
Should we see if we can like type something in? Is there like a website you go to?
Just says that you'll find it online. Okay, but what's the fucking site? Give us the fucking site.
Okay, we're really trying to figure out how to put the answer in to see if it's real, but we can't. There's no like website. Oh my god, you know what? This game is available June 1st. I think they sent it like before, so maybe it's not up yet. I'm so upset.
Oh my god, they have a number.
Oh my god, let me call.
Thanks for calling Think Fun. Our offices have closed for the day.
No! Okay, well for now we're gonna go with our answer, but if we figure out before we post this, we will let
No, we
you guys
have to.
know.
There's no we have to figure it out.
I mean, tomorrow's Friday, so they'll probably be open.
I'll be up at 6 a.m. on the phone. We think that Chris came through the window, stole the pooter plate, and then he brought it to the thing, and that lady bought it, and it was the blunt force object that was used to kill him. I just don't understand like why he did it.
I know, we'd need a motive. Well, I guess like if we tomorrow we'll like put in a thing before this.
All right, it's been
Who's this thing?
well, not 24 hours. It's been like overnight, I guess.
So I was just telling Carly, I came to sit down in the kitchen and then the thing was like still on the counter and I was like eating my morning papaya and I was like, I'll just
Did
like
some detective
take
work
a look
while eating breakfast.
Well, I think for me it was like I was like full detective.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand the motive.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna read like what Carly read and then maybe like we'll connect it because we just paraphrased all of this stuff to one another.
I just skipped over paragraphs.
No, it
Chris
was
had
like,
a motive. It
it's
says
like-
it in it. Like,
yeah. No, it's like literally nothing like important. It's just like little tiny things.
Okay, what was it? What I missed?
So we had said that Chris
Did it.
killed him.
Barbara stole the bag and I stole the key. That was the last time you ever saw me. A getaway.
Okay, yeah.
Barbara's in the getaway car. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Barbara stole the keys. The money box.
The money box, and then like pawned the watch or stole the watch or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, my new theory is that Chris still committed the murder, like
Okay.
went through the back window,
Okay.
did the murder, and that like all my notes this morning.
Show the camera. Erin took notes.
I've been watching Mare from Easttown, and like I'm her now.
I feel like you would love doing these just like on your own.
Same. No, like I think they'd be my therapy.
Yeah.
I think that John Murray stole
I need a refresher. Who is John?
the dad from the pawn shop, and let me tell you
Right.
why.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I read
Interesting
the
development.
Stuart, who is the Reverend.
Thank you. Yes.
You had originally read his
Stuart.
statement.
Yes.
So then I went back and read that and found some interesting details. And I still think that what's her face did the watch.
Okay.
So I just think John Murray did that. And only because he was the one who originally looked at the watch, unimportant, but he was at the church at 8:30, and then the day before, according to Stuart's statement, he is not giving the identity of the person, but they left a note on his desk that said, meet me at 9 a.m. So
Right.
John was already there. His son was not there. Barbara was also there. And then Mary was also there because she had Stuart's car. Also, no way it could have been Stuart because he didn't have a car.
Right.
And so the detectives here are like, oh, that's interesting that you were missing between 9 and 10 a.m.
Yeah.
with like
And he's like,
no
well, no, I'm-
witnesses. And he was meeting this person, but he also has an alibi because he doesn't have a car. So there's no way he could have gone to do the murder.
Yeah.
So like,
But he was me. Okay.
Stuart, don't try. They are fully trying to be like,
Sketchball.
yeah, they're like, oh, it could have been Stuart, but it wasn't. Okay, so Mary at 9 o'clock when Stuart was like, I need to go do my thing. Mary and Barbara went to go set up Mary's station.
Okay.
So that means Barbara was with Mary, but they don't mention where John Murray goes.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
and it's like, why were you there at 8:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
Because people
don't
didn't
have stuff
start
today.
setting up at 9.
Yeah.
John Murray felt so guilty for stealing the box that he was like, I need to just like tell the Reverend. So they had their meeting, and then at 9:45, the son shows up with all the trinkets.
The cooter plate.
Yeah, he had the cooter plate. So I think that it was John who took the money from the church and then gave it back. And then I think his son maybe like knew that he had done. That's still the confusing thing to me. Still, it's like maybe the son knew that his dad was in trouble because like they put this thing in the like parish letter that's
Yeah.
like, we're praying for John and his son
Yeah.
because they're in financial trouble. So maybe when Stuart went to get the watch appraised by John, his son was like, oh, this is so much money.
Yeah.
Like maybe I can go get this and sell it. Also,
It's 10 in the morning.
I know.
He did it. He murdered him.
Yeah. Also, it couldn't have been Chris who stole the box, even though they were in financial trouble, because another woman said that she hasn't seen him at the church in years.
Well, also Rebecca, our agent, sent us. I haven't looked at it yet, so it's like a website that you can.
Yeah, I just clicked it, and then this is what pops up. Probably wasn't their fault. They just haven't released it yet. And
Yeah,
that's
it's not
why
even
we
out
couldn't
till
do
June.
it.
Something. So
Sorry for being so mad yesterday. Who killed Harold Green? I think Chris Murray.
Okay, we're putting in Chris. There's like options.
Chris Murray was saying at the time that he was likely overlooked by the original investigators. Mary Duran confirms that Chris didn't show up to the feet until almost 10. Yeah, we did that. And evidence shows that Harry was killed between a little before 9 a.m. and 9:46, since he had already started preheating the oven for the fruitcake. Furthermore, Dot Taylor testifies that she picked up a pewter plate.
Pewter plate.
Pewter. At the Murray stall at the pawn shop, photograph shows another pewter plate monogrammed with a K, the first letter of Harry's wife's maiden name.
Did we know that?
Probably not. It had to have been one of the Murrays, and since John was occupied,
Good job.
it seems likely that Chris is the culprit.
Okay.
But there are still some outstanding questions.
Who stole the watch?
Barbara?
I'm gonna go with that.
I think Barbara
She
stole it when
literally,
she went back.
that was her who pawned it off. Like that looks
But like,
just like
what's her motive, you know?
money.
It had to have
she
been-
invested all this
yeah.
money.
Oh, you're right. At the church. She owed the church a ton of money.
Yeah, she's a conniving snake, that Barbara.
Yeah. Records show that 3 outstanding issues rendered this case impossible to prosecute. No offense, but like, who are your detectives? Barbara's fingerprints were present in the kitchen, even though she expressly. I literally saw that this morning, but I was like, I don't understand how's that anything to do with it. So we got that right?
I think so. Who stole the money in a bag and I stole the keys?
I really feel like it was John Murray.
Okay, let's try.
But I'm gonna be so sad if it's not, because I wasted an hour of my morning.
John's handwriting on the volunteer sign-in sheet matches perfectly with the handwriting on the note to Stuart about the donation box. With all 3 questions answered, you collected enough evidence to reopen the case. Justice for Harold!
Great pleasure that I inform you that your theory yielded enough evidence to reopen the case of Harold Queen's murder. When we questioned Chris Murray about the new evidence, he confessed to the murder, as follows in the transcript below. His father, John Murray, has unfortunately passed on since the crime took place,
R.I.P.
but he was able to confirm his dad's involvement in the donation box's robbery. But in a way, he was responsible for my decision to do it. He admitted to me a few nights before the feat that he was the one who'd stolen the donation box. I knew I had to do something. I snuck in the back window of his house.
Good.
I grabbed the nearest thing. It was a metal plate. I slammed it. Him. Barbara Fuller. She's quite old now. How long ago?
I feel like it probably said at the beginning or something.
I was so worried about the church finances and felt guilty after some of the investments. I would have never done it if not for the mess at the church. I checked in on Harry, and of course I called the police once I found his body, but there were a few items when I knew they could be taken. Okay.
Well, if it wasn't for Erin reopening this case this morning while eating her honey bunches of oats or whatever she's been eating.
We solved this case with flying colors.
Yeah, I feel like this, so we've done 2 different ones, like from 2 different brands. I feel like this one was more straightforward. The other one was a lot harder. We had to do like so many hints and everything.
I know.
But I like this one because I feel like my brain works best with these kind because I don't like the twists and turns.
Also, Rebecca, the thing she sent, it was like, you can get 20% off. If you guys want to get one of these, they have a discount code. It's 20 Think Fun.
Not even a brand deal.
20 Think Fun.
We're just looking out.
Okay, well, we solved the case.
Hire
We're
us.
geniuses.
Hire us if you need anything, FBI-wise.
Literally.
Investigative-wise. We'll figure it out.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
And we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye!